games this year so far. You're finally able to close one out. How does it feel?
Feel great, feel great. Just really happy for the players. When you're on a journey and you deal with adversity and disappointment and setbacks,
Mhm.
you never know how the team's going to respond. Specifically when you have a team that's forming, and
Mhm.
this team hasn't been together.
Mhm.
So with the blend of the new guys and the returners, they're trying to find a way to win. They're trying to learn how to win, and we're trying to eliminate losing, find out the right rotations we can play. But to come on the road after a really hard, disappointing loss where we defended at a level that's championship level and not play as well offensively, to lose a game and then get on the road right after that shows a lot about our character. Players, just showing up, trusting the plan, and just to keep fighting. So I think everything we've seen so far in the first couple of weeks of the season, I think it'll strengthen us, as we, you know, try to continue to get through the storm and things get to be normal and we learn how to execute the system and we can change defenses. We're just learning a lot right now. So feel really good to win the game.
What was kind of the message after last game's loss, and how did you deal with the
Yeah.
emotions of that,
Yeah, I
the
mean, it was
outside
a
voice?
lot of truth telling. I really didn't hear a lot of outside noise. I heard a lot of inside noise because we lost on Tuesday
Mhm.
and Wednesday, met with a lot of players individually. We had a team meeting. So a
Mhm.
lot of the noise that I heard was internal, from my players, from, our staff. And we really called each other out on, how we could be better. But that's really the only noise that matters because that's the guys who are doing the work. They're doing the labor. We're working really hard every day. And we defended at a high level, elite level. And so now we got to continue to try to execute the right way and share the ball, which we did tonight.
What difference did you see today based off those meetings?
I mean, I just saw we didn't take a lot of bad shots,
Mhm.
um, and I still believe that we'll erupt at some point because it's not like we made a ton of threes.
Mhm.
We made some threes,
Mhm.
but um, to get 76 points and you didn't erupt from three, that's a
Mhm.
good sign.
Mhm.
We trusted our defense, which is our identity. I
Mhm.
saw us sticking to our identity. I saw us being really connected, good bench energy on the road. So I
Mhm.
saw a lot of good things. We're trying to be a winning team, and it was a good start today.
Dan, if you want to ask something. Mhm.
Yeah, Coach. There were times in the first half you were in 2-3. It looked like you were coming out to 3-2-2 with Bowden, necessarily stepping up to the free throw line and just defending a bit against the drive. He's kind of such a unique front court player because he has the foot movement to do that. But how did he? What do you kind of notice from him to be able to make those moves and be able to build into the defense? And like you said, as you get going, get more comfortable with it.
Yeah, we had to make adjustments. Like I said, you're running into an opponent who have had 90 points in their last game and shot 50% from three. So we knew we had a challenge in front of us. We thought we had a good plan in place, to guard the ball screen different ways. I thought Bowden was great, using his size, using his length, making guys shoot over him, staying on the floor, not jumping in the air to foul. He was the second off the floor, so it was good for him to be able to do it and make the adjustments that we made. And again, it's just we're climbing a hill right now. Like, the climb just started. So we're climbing a hill, and I think we're learning a lot about our team right now.
Particularly in the second half. Aiden Shaw, just his blocks, his ability to elevate. Where does he kind of start to find himself fitting in within that too, where he has the option to kind of go after the shooters and go after the rim and attack like that.
Yeah, he's a really, high level athlete. He's long, he's fast. So a big thing that he brings is rebounding and rim protection. Quick off the floor, can really run. He actually can switch on to guards. So he gives us a weapon defensively, and he's trying to continue to find, the ways that he can be more of a weapon offensively. But right now I can see him continue to get better as we go. Thought we did a great job managing minutes today. So yeah, Aiden was a big piece of the equation today for us to come and get a road win.
How have you navigated the challenge of finding a closing five you like? Because I know you mentioned you have eight starters, but you can only
Yeah.
play five.
I mean, it's a work in progress, like we played some lineups tonight that we never played, for patches. But they played 4 guards at time, and sometimes they played 5. So we went with a 4 guard package tonight for the first time. It helped us, in the middle of the first half. It helped us, in the second half. We did it again. So again, I'm trying to learn the team. I'm so used to having 8 to 9 returners that been through storms together, and we know everything about each other, and they know the system. So now I'm learning I'm doing speed learning now. I'm trying to accelerate my learning, like who to play and what combinations to play, when to simplify the offense, when we can run more sets. But I thought we executed one of our better games offensively tonight, just in terms of doing what we wanted to do and having all the moving parts doing their part to make the offense work.
Which if I can just throw in just kind of one more on top of that too, is the response factor too. And I know you mentioned the inside noise and all that, but when you see that response and be able to come out on the road in a situation where you're playing a Philadelphia Big Five opponent too, what does that kind of indicate to you? Were you happy with the response this week and how the guys attacked practice to get ready for this game and then come out and execute?
Yeah, I mean, I was really anxious to see what the response would be. And I'm really learning that, we got to be process oriented and not result oriented, because, last Wednesday was supposed to be a day off, and I wasn't really, the day that we had, I could never have planned it that day. Like just the meetings with individual players and team guys pulling a meeting together. Like I couldn't plan that day. So I had something else planned for that day. And so I realized you got to stop planning. You got to take it one day at a time. You got to trust the process, one game at a time. And so that's what we got to do. We got to continue to grow, take it one day at a time, learn from this. I didn't know how we would respond. Really, I didn't know. I mean, because, we haven't been in these situations together. We're learning a lot about our group right now.
Second straight, obviously Luka's second game since he's been back, but second straight game he's finished for you guys. What do you like that he brings to the offense when he's out there?
I think that the guards have to do everything by committee, and they have to trust each other. The team has to trust each other. So again, we're trying to find a way to win. I didn't know he would finish the game tonight. I thought he went in the middle of the half because we had the sub. You can't play all guys 20 minutes, right? So he was the sub for Chase. Marco ended up being the sub for DJ or Fred. I didn't go with Caleb Steger as much in the second half, but I was just trying to figure out how to win, and so Luka happened to come in and had a good patch. So when the game got late, he was in a rhythm and a flow, and he helped us close the game.
Going forward, how do you make sure you're able to close these games and not, do what happened last game?
I mean, watch film, continue to shoot a lot of free throws in practice, continue to work on late game, continue to figure out what the right combination to have in the game. So that's all you can do. You keep learning, keep building. Close games can define your season. Most years you have 12 to 14 close games. So we want to have a winning record in close games. Anything decided 7 points or less. So, right now we're 2-2 or 1-2 in that. So now we got to continue to try to build.
Coach, I just got one last one for you. A couple of years ago, you guys did victory shakes. I got to ask you, you're in Philadelphia, you're doing a victory cheesesteak or something in this?
No cheesesteak. Too late for that. No cheesesteak. But we definitely will enjoy a nice milkshake.
Fair.
This is well deserved.